to What's in the Bag, where we give the voice to the voiceless and we let you say whatever is on your mind. My name is Marvina and I am your host.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to another segment of Early Morning Coffee with Marvina, where we give a voice to the voiceless and we let you say what is on your mind. Good morning, everybody. Good morning to all who did not register on EV Months. Make sure you put your names behind your comment so we can address you properly. Good morning, cuz. Good morning. I love you, Lisa. Girl, you have inspired my soul, girl. I love you, girl. I love you more than life itself. Good morning. Put your names behind it so I can say good morning to you personally. I want to see who's on here. Good morning. Well, I don't know if y'all can understand this, but today is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. I don't know why that came to my spirit this morning. One of our assistant pastor says that a lot when he gets up on the stage, and you know, I really understand that we are going to rejoice in this day. Hallelujah. That's all you Christians out there. Well, let me tell you, I do have a cup today. I have a cup, but I don't got anything in it. It's empty. Holy Spirit said, not this morning. He said, we're going to get out the flesh this morning and we're going to go in truth, because what we got to talk about is not about me. It's about him. It's about breaking some stuff. And he wanted me to go in. He took me through this all last night. He's nothing. I've been in God and me and him the whole evening, and now this morning he said no coffee, no sugar, no nothing. But you know what? He wants you to be pure. This is a sacrifice for me. It's a sacrifice, and I believe in the sacrifice, because he wants to work things through me, and he has to take out my will, and of course it's the flesh. And I'm thankful to him for utilizing me in this way. But anyway, let me introduce to some and present to other my Eva. Good morning, Eva.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Today is a beautiful day. And like Marvina said, we will rejoice in it. Yes, Lord. In my cup this morning, I have some it's a concentrated form of coffee. Went to Wally World and bought this concentrated coffee, donut shop blend. Had to play around with it, but it is actually really good, and you can drink it cold or hot. And I just poured it straight from the bottle, mixed a little bit of cold water with it, and it tastes like iced coffee without the ice. But
Wonderful.
it has that really cold temperature to it, and it is delicious. And I have to say something, Marvina knows this. I am not a huge fan of French vanilla, but everywhere I go, nobody has hazelnut,
Wow.
especially sugar-free hazelnut.
Wow.
So I found some sugar-free French vanilla, and because I'm drinking so much of it, yeah, I'm starting to like it. I'm starting to like I'm starting to like the
A
French
little
vanilla.
required taste there. Well,
Right.
I was after the segment. He told me I'm going to IHOP. I'm gonna sit in IHOP with him afterwards, and we gonna have some pancakes and some eggs. after this segment. Hey. Well, I mean, that's what we talked about.
That sounds
And
so
yes,
good.
yes. Well, I love y'all and thank y'all for coming on. I see some beauty. Yes, yes, donut shop. I got you, Lisa. You like that donut shop stuff? Good
Yeah,
morning.
it's so good.
Good morning, Tamika. Love you, girl. I have to talk to her. I be talking to her every day. She. Ooh, I can't wait. I can't. She has such great. Um, how can I say it? Gifts to give to the world, and I'm grateful to God that I'm getting the chance to um be able to interact with her in her element, whereas she gives me meditations and calm my nerves. And at this time, your life, my baby, and I don't know if y'all, a lot of you might not know, my oldest, the sweet, she decided to relocate to Texas. And I decided to go with her to see how Texas was, and I kind of fell in love with Texas. Leaving my baby, I said, "Oh my God!" When I got home, I was just feeling some kind of way, and I had called Tamika in visions. She has a beautiful things going on over there. We're going to also put inside of. She will be putting inside of what's in the bag, so y'all can see what she got going on or her content. Well, she gave me a meditation. Oh my God, oh my God, and I said, Lord have mercy. She should bottle it up and just sell it in a bottle. Because once I finished her session, I was just feeling like, okay, I can do this. I can do this, and the anxiety kind of wear off, and the calmness of it just. And I just had to share that because let me tell you something. I'm going through some stuff. My baby moved to Texas, and I see my life changing right before my eyes. I'm watching my children grow up, and they always like my cousin said, they're always going to need you. Yeah, they need you, but not for decisions. They moving on. I mean, I'm not mad about that, but I'm
That's the second one.
just
Yeah, I just thought about that.
yeah. It's like wow. This is how this works. And I'm learning that now I am a mother of grown children. They're not.
Don't make me cry. Don't make me cry. Because you know what I share with you, so I understand that anxiety. I'm like, I keep taking breaths, and I want to say, don't go,
Yeah.
but stay. Look, here I go.
Take me with you, please. Or oh my God, I won't be able to put my hands on you when I want to. I can call. And I've been calling every day now. I know it's gonna slack off a little bit, but I'm still at that antsy time right in my life. Like, oh my God, my baby's all the way in another state. I heard there's a lot of people there, yeah, that she can, fan. But I know my daughter. She's not gonna be doing too much reaching out. She got her life, and she got her ducks in a row, baby, and she gonna do what she says she
Yeah,
gonna do. So that's what's encouraging about it, and I'm grateful. Um, I'm so grateful in having her as a leader of my tribe, and as far as my children concerned, because she sets a great example. She is one of the. I'm so sorry. I don't mean it's it's like a bittersweet feeling, I don't know if anybody they're my babies. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to be that
yeah,
way, but they're my babies and that's all I
yeah,
know. And I put a lot of me in my children. I see my children in me. I see my children and and I'm grateful. She's paving the way. She's paving the way, and she has made my family so proud, and I love her so much, and she knows. I'm sorry. I just had to get that out because that's how I've been feeling. That's what's in my bag. That's in my bag. That's really in my bag. I just, and I'm seeing everything changing right before my eyes. Just right now, I'm seeing things just change. And I don't know all you mamas out there who got them babies out there, who love them babies out there. I know y'all know what I'm feeling. Y'all know that. But let me get out of my bag and go ahead on and we gonna go ahead on and talk about what we need, what we.
Hold on, girl.
Y'all don't understand. I
Yeah,
think some of y'all maybe, but to watch
because
them,
I know I'm probably gonna be where you at in a few months.
yeah.
So whew,
But let me say this,
yes,
when you plant a good seed in your children, you don't worry about them. Not in that manner. You worry about them
no,
for selfish reasons. Um,
yeah.
yes, yes, Robbie, you right. Yes. Oh, yes, yes. Let me say this. He just put in here. My brother was talking about that's how you know that the generational curse is being broken.
Jesus, which leads us into
It brings us right into what we get ready to talk about.
ooh,
We've been in. Let me tell y'all something. The conversations that we're having inside of what's in the bag and the subjects here is just outstanding because people are really opening up and being
mm,
open about what's in their bag and pouring it out. And if you come
yeah,
in, oh my God, and start commenting, you can sometimes free yourself up. So everybody
yes.
thinking, oh, this is a competition. This is not for me. You don't know what's for you until you try it.
Until you try, you better you
And you
better
come
say
on
that.
here and you start chatting and finding out there's people that has that's going through what you went through and all this stuff like that. Like now with this generational curse, we can already talk about generational curses.
Yeah. And I just have to preface this by saying we kind of got on the topic of this last week. One of my nieces, just we're just holding a conversation, and she just asked me. She said, Auntie, I'm really looking to move to Georgia or just a different state to get away from where I'm at. And she lives in a northern state. I'm not going to put it out there 'cause in case somebody watching and but she lives in a northern state, and she said, Auntie, I know this may sound strange. She said, but do you believe in generational curses? And I said, yes. And she said, everybody here is on drugs. She said, from my mom to my cousins to other family members. And she said, and I have three boys and another one on the way. And she said, and now my husband is on drugs. And she said, I got to walk away. She said, I have to. She said, because this is not what I want for my children. And she said, and I fought long and hard not to become a statistic and join everybody. And she said, it's sad. I'm the only one out of our group where we are that's not on drugs.
Hmm.
She said, I'm keeping my children away from all of that. And she said, and I'm going to do everything in my power to move away. She said, I feel that if I don't, I'm going to continue to add to this curse. She said, I feel like our family is plagued. And she said, I start thinking about generational curses. Generational curses. She said, aunties and uncles, drugs. The ones before them, drugs. Grandparents, drugs and alcohol. And sat and I thought about that. I was like, my God, she is right. Everybody on that side, everybody on that side. People that had really good careers, nurses, lawyers, drugs. Drugs. She said, I have to get away. She said, I have to get away. She said, I have to save my children and myself. And that's what Marvin and I got on the
Yeah.
topic of it. It broke my heart to hear her, because sometimes we don't speak on it, not publicly anyway. And so you don't really think about how far back the generational curses go until somebody is telling you their story. They're emptying out their bag. And if she's emptying out her bag, my God, the whole lineage, the entire family line. Wow, wow, and wow. And it goes back to the Bible. Look at, Cain and Abel. Look at Esau and his brother, and Marvina said something good. She has this analogy all the time when things are going down. She said, okay, what role did you play in all this? And then when I look back at some of the tales of the Bible, parents, the parents, they chose their favorites out of their children, stolen birthrights. I mean, all of this other kind of stuff that go on. I mean, I'm gonna tell you something. You talk about good movies and all this other kind of stuff and good books, baby, pick up the Bible because it is all there. Action, trauma, espionage, love and war. It's all there. It is all there. And it just leads into, where we are today. Generational curses are true. I look at my own immediate family. And I can say this. I'm emptying out my bag. My thing that I felt very strongly was a generational curse was young women getting pregnant at an early age. And I remember the prayer that I put before God when I found that I was pregnant. My grandmother was pregnant early, my great grandmother was pregnant early, my mother was pregnant early, all between the ages of 14 and 17. And I found myself pregnant at 16 and had my daughter at 17. And I prayed and asked God to let the chain be broken, break this generational curse while she was in my womb. And when I tell you to this day, she did. No, she does not have any children right now. And it was, and it was, you you have to, when you go before God, you have to make it plain. He already knows. He already knows. But like I said, while she was in the womb, I prayed that prayer, and I asked for that generational curse to be broken because that's exactly what it is, generational curse, generational. Um, wow, Marvin, I'm just like
I know.
so
I
kind
just,
of full.
yes, you are. I just, and I'm gonna tell. I just because I want to know. I wanted to know about generational curses. I started doing research on it and what
Hmm.
generational curses are, and I actually asked on the question, what do generation curses mean to you? Not what you get off of Google or whatever. I'm
Hmm.
asking the question, what do generational curses mean to you? All right. And we know that, generational curses. So I wrote some stuff down, are behaviors and habits that are or that are ill or that is passed on through generations. It could be ancestor. It could be,
Yeah.
curses is what it is. Curses is a curse, and it doesn't die. It doesn't,
Hmm.
it does not die. And let me
Hmm.
say this. I found this out too, and I was like, man, we breaking generational curses. And I had put in the chat box, do you believe that one person can break generational curses? Because a generational curse can happen to your grandmother and skip a generation and then go to
That's
the
right.
next generation.
Hmm.
A curse
Hmm.
is a curse. It can be broken by an individual who wants to not, and what you teach your children, but it's not guaranteed that one of your children will pick up that
That's
curse.
right. That's right.
So it's like, okay, what do I do? What you do as far as universal curses is you understand where the curse is coming from.
Jesus. All right now.
You got to know where you might can't go
Hmm.
all the way up there to your ancestors said my great 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 grandfather was a womanizer and he had 12 kids. We don't know. I don't know that. If you want to seek that out, you can find out that. We got ancestors.com and all that stuff. But you got to figure it out where you at right now. Okay, if you see a pattern and it is demonized, it's not a
Mm.
god, it's alive and it's hurting people, and you see it now, often than others, it's normally a curse. If curses come in so many different ways. Poverty. You can be cursed poverty. That's right. It's a pattern. You
Mm-hmm.
you can be cursed with sickness. Normally a lot of people don't want to say I was cursed but if you see your grandmother died from cancer and then your mother passed away from cancer and then cancer this can it's normally somewhere along we don't and there's no cure and I don't know why and no don't knock the messenger. I'm just saying a curse is something demonized and it's something that the enemy can work through you. And that's what he does. If you're one of those type of you
Right.
have those interactions where I was reading up on this because I'm like, where do it normally stir from? And it says curses comes from the effects of your words. If you go
That's
around
right.
telling your son, your daughter, you just like your dad, and you ain't gonna be
Jesus.
nobody, that's a curse.
Yes.
And it stirs from voice, you speaking it out of the tongue. The Bible said, tongue is like a sharp edged
That's
sword. You
right.
can pierce a lot of things, and you can put a curse over your family. You running
That's
around
right.
here, and let me say this: curses don't have to be one sided or the other side. It could be both sides. It could be they could pick it up from this side. If you find that you
Mm-hmm.
like to party all the time, and you need attention all the time, and you need something from somebody, you can go back and find out where that curse has stirred from.
That's
Not
right.
saying that you can't break it, because you can if you identify with it. First of all, put you identifying with it, you putting a voice to it, and then you turn around and you work towards healing or whatever that
That's
is.
right. That's right.
Okay, maybe the curse had laid on you, and you see your children.
Mm-hmm.
You have to teach your children. The chain has to be broken somewhere.
That's right.
But
Somewhere.
this is a learned taught
Mm.
behavior. You can't think that the curse is going to be broken with your children. You got to break some curses too.
There
That's
you go.
curses of
Mm.
unforgiveness, to curses of judgment. The, curses come. The
Yeah.
enemy seeks to kill, steal, and
Envy.
destroy. And
Jealousy.
all of that, and that's all curses demonized. And see, he knows we thinking, well, as Christians, we don't know we got authority over all of these things. We are authority. God give us authority. There's no way that this can happen if you don't allow it. God don't let nothing come in if he don't welcome it. You got to
That's right.
realize that these are what curses are. I was just looking at, I was like, we let the power of a curse from generations, it never dies. People passes away all the time. We unlive. We live. They use this word. Was it they unlive self? They
Unalive.
unalive. It's not alive. They unalive all the time. I'm trying to
Yeah.
pick it up.
I'm
But I'm so
sorry.
used to saying die all the time, but unalive. Um,
Unalive.
so
New
unalive.
Facebook regulations.
Yes, unalive all the time,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and but the curse stays.
It's still there. Yes.
Please,
Yes.
the child can pick it up. You know a curse. If I don't even have to live in your house, and but you lived in your grandmother had this issue, right? Your great grandmother had this issue, and then all of a
Come
sudden
on now.
you know that this issue was there, and you kind of you kind of sidetracked. You didn't get the curse. But do you know
Mm-hmm.
your children? And they didn't even know your grandmother, didn't know your great grandmother, but they can pick up that
They can
curse.
pick it up. Yeah. And you
So,
said something so Oh, I'm sorry.
hey,
You said something so powerful when you said the words that you speak out of your mouth. The words, because I'm gonna tell you something. There's power in your words, and that's why And I say this all the time: speak those things that are not as though they are. And I will say it to somebody when they got a whole bunch of negative things coming out their mouth, I say it quickly, because you need to be cautious and conscientious of what you are saying. This is stuff that you feeding into your own spirit. and to the spirit around you. Your children do and pick up the patterns and the behaviors of their parents.
Exactly. They
We,
definitely.
we, we are the great teachers.
We are the
Yeah.
great teachers. We teach our children either they're gonna be like us or they're gonna try to do something different than us. I seen that happen too. Oh, you wasn't doing it
Mm-hmm.
right, so I'm gonna do this totally different. Okay, you
Mm-hmm.
think you escaped the curse? No, you ain't escaped the curse. I promise you, you didn't escape the curse. You think you got the answers? It's just the enemy utilizing you in the manner that he needs to be used. Because you don't know
Mm-hmm.
what your children gonna do as once they get older enough. You don't know
That's
what
right.
you think you. Let me say this. There's no book in life on how to live this thing we call life. We just go by what we experience. All
That's
right.
it.
And I looked up also with even curses comes even in the when you're wherever you at where you're I'm trying to find the word. What he said. It comes where like whatever your situation is, like say for
Right.
instance, let me give an example because I think I could give a better example than what I'm out of my thought. If your childhood and you feel like that your parents didn't do or give or was as good as you felt that they was, curses comes through that also. Because
Mm-hmm.
see, you might think that your mom or dad wasn't doing well, but I can tell you right now from my experience, it was about what you had, how much money you got. If you ain't got the better
Mm-hmm.
car, it was about prestige. It was about this and that. Maybe your parents wasn't about that, but then all of a sudden you got children that's about that. Okay. So, you don't understand it. You think that it's something having to do with you, but no,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes the curse is so strong. You think, oh, I didn't do right by my child, so my child is being this way. No, that child done picked up that curse, baby. That
That's
curse
right.
is so profound. You can go back into your history and your ancestors and see how they were, and then look at your children and see how they are, and then you be like, oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. You'll see that pattern.
You
You'll
see
see it.
the pattern. Just like someone said, there's a pattern. There's a
Mm-hmm.
pattern.
You'll see it.
Let me just say
Mm.
this. My brother said something. He said this, Robert Withers. He said it was always told that he was like his dad. He was just like his father. I had to realize that I was just like me. I am
Mm.
who I am. Let me say something. See, the problem is, what do they mean like you gonna be just like your dad? See, some people put negativity stuff in it, or they might say something and you see that person as being a negative force, and then you take on what you
Yeah.
know. Cause see, I'm saying like
And
this.
Jesus.
He might not been 100 what everybody felt like he was, but I'm glad to be like my father because I find that my father is wise. Very
Mm.
smart man.
Mm.
I can see the need over the fault. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can see myself being my dad too. I can see myself being and then I can see myself as being who it's something, a curse is something that is like an invitation. It's like an invitation. If you want it, you're gonna take it. If you're not, you're
Yeah.
gonna do something about it. You're not gonna take it. It's an
Yeah.
invitation to do something, behave a certain way, or have a habit of certain kind.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what like a curse is. Now you
Yeah.
ain't gotta take it. You
Mm-mm.
ain't gotta do it. And all I can say is it's an individual thing. I have a question. I'm sorry, I had a question. I put this out here because I wanted to know in do all our little Bible people. This was a question I had to ask. How? No, I'm sorry. That's not it. That's not it. This is the one. This is the one right here. I'm sorry. When did the first generational curse begin in the Bible? I said big, but it's supposed to be Bible in the Bible. Do anybody know? If you do, put it in a comment. Please put it in a comment.
Yeah. I won't.
Please
I won't
tell
say it. Yeah.
Yeah, please tell me if you know. Let me fix this because they ain't mean to say big.
And while you fixing that, and while we're waiting on people to answer, what you're saying is so true. You could choose to take the bad and or the good or the bad, the negative or the positive.
Yeah.
And something that my sisters and I had a really, really bad habit of doing. Um, we would say every time we got upset about something, we would say, "Oh, they better recognize because because we Arthur Meadows children."
And I remember, oh my God,
And yeah, and we had to
yeah,
flip that around because my dad was a good man. He was a
yeah,
complex man, but he was a good man. And by saying it that way, we were putting this image of him
yeah,
before the public, and not only that, we were only pulling up the bad side, not the positive, not the positive side. So now we say, oh well, you better, we got that knowledge and everything because we are the Meadows kids,
yeah.
we
Oh my,
Barbara Meadows kids. So we
yeah,
flipped it around, and
yeah,
I'm gonna tell you something. When we started to flip it around, baby, anger started going away,
yeah.
frustration started going away, competitiveness that started going away, and pettiness started going away. I'm just telling you, it really does work, and
That's it.
we were guilty of it.
And let me say something. If once you recognize it, see, because you said all the characteristics, like okay, Daddy was these type of people. But I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah,
saying, the characteristics of the curse had just came out of her mouth that her sisters they had to
yeah.
recognize it was a curse. Now, okay, so let me see. So I heard, okay, they said Eve and the fruit, Eve and the fruit. I was told negative ways, not positive. You right, Rob. We're gonna talk more about that because you right. Okay, so
Hmm.
everybody, Rob, you said Eve also, Eve that ate the apple and all that stuff like that. They said, well, the question was, when did the first generational curse begin? Well, even yeah, it started a curse, but the curse was for the world. It was like for everyone. This wasn't
Hmm.
just a generation.
Racial.
It wasn't just yeah, but he did curse them. Yeah, we know that.
Yeah.
Cain, Abel, they all got cursed. But the first generational curse was in Deuteronomy. Remember when the tribes was going out and if they wasn't obeying God, I think it was Deuteronomy 15. I'm gonna not lie. I don't want to lie. Let me not lie. No, Deuteronomy 28 and 15. And he said that they were saying how, because see, back then when the curses started, God was wiping off everything. If you had a dog that
Hmm.
was attached to you, he was getting rid of you. Yes. She said generation came from the Eve. I'm just saying, this is what I was taught. The generational curses came. I mean, it was not just it was for the world. I was told this is what I taught. Now let me say this is my bag. I mean, everybody's beg the difference. But what I was told that Eve started with the world. So it was a generation of, I guess, the
Hmm.
people. But I'm talking about family line, like generational family line. Okay, so maybe I need to make that clearer. The family line, because generational family line started in Deuteronomy, whereas basically, he told he will wipe the whole family. Do one sin, be disobedient, or do something that is not of God, and he would basically take out your whole tribe, your whole family line.
Hmm.
Curses you. You wonder what, because it didn't just start for them right then and there. It was a generational curse. Let me see.
Hmm. Yeah.
Adam and Eve's sons gained her curses. Yes, but at that
Hmm.
time, it wasn't a Yes, he did, but it wasn't a generational. You got to go look. It was generational when Moses, when they were going all in all the different tribes, the 12 different tribes. He literally talked about generational curses. So you can go back and check it, read it yourself. Just read it yourself. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying, there's a difference. The difference was Adam and Eve started, yeah, the whole curse stuff, but it was for everyone in the world, no matter
Right.
what, whoever it was. But
All
for
the women of the world were
women
cursed.
of the world,
Through Eve.
all the women, we all had to go through the men tilling even the serpent or
Painful childbearing and all those type of things.
there.
Yeah.
Cain and Abel thing was jealousy. That's what jealousy came in, and I'm better than you. You're better than me. I'm not better than you. So yeah, he killed off. He did pick up, stuff. So, but I was told that in Deuteronomy. So you can just check it out yourself. I ain't here to tell you what to do. So, so I mean, I just want to be real about it. We got to really look at where our curses are and start doing some inventory on
Yeah.
why things happen and why our lives are the way they are.
Hmm.
We have the ability to break the curse.
Yeah.
If you find yourself in, I'm I am a prime person to say this. There's some things that I looked at as far as my family concerned, and I just feel that there's some curses that I need to break, and not just because of my mom or my ancestors or whatever. I picked up bad habits, and only way those bad habits is going to and behavior is going to change if I recognize them, and I have to work on them. And
Hmm.
work on it. Whether it's a generational curse or we call it a demon possessed or whatever it is, it's up to self to break it,
To make those changes.
make
Yeah.
those changes. It really is. And if you see your family members like that, you don't be surprised now when you go after this and you be like, oh my God, she do act
Yeah.
like auntie.
When you. Hmm.
That is for real. That is
Yeah.
why my mother and father did say that to me. And I did take that on. Or you know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
I bear witness to that, looking at my past and looking at where I'm at now, and I'm saying to myself, why am
Yeah.
I like this?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this. My family is good for secluding themselves away. If they have an issue, they will go off in their own. They don't. You won't hear from them sometimes. They don't want to be bothered until they come into theirs or whatever the issues may be. And sometimes that can be a curse because when
Hmm.
you're going somewhere and you seclude yourself from everybody and what's going on, the help that you need is not there. Now, then
Yeah.
again,
That's right.
it's a good curse because then you ain't got everybody all in your business.
Attitude. Oh, I'm so mad at you with that one. But I get it and I understand it because I'm gonna tell you something. Sometimes that too can be a generational curse where everybody's in your business, everybody's in the Kool-Aid, everybody in the mix. But also know that generational curses can be financial, they can be educational, it could be mentally. It's so many different it's so many different forms of generational curses,
Yes.
and you just have to be willing to recognize it because that's the only way that you're going to start to make the changes.
Yeah.
To me, a huge generational curse, and I say this all the time, to me within the Black community is mental illness. We do not want to talk about it or admit that somebody in our family has some mental challenges. We just don't.
Yeah.
And that can be, and you think about it, this person over here, and because I'm looking at my own family and I see mental illness. I've seen it various generations. I've seen it skip a generation and then rear its ugly head and over here. And you know why it continued on like that? Because nobody wanted to talk about it. Nobody wanted to address it. Nobody wanted to admit that this is what was going on. So the help and stuff that's there never was obtained. So that's how generational curses can continue on financially.
Yeah.
If and I've seen this, and I'm guilty of it myself sometimes. I have I've made a lot of money, had a lot of money, and gave a lot of money away just because of the way my heart is. But at this point in my life, sometimes I'm saying I should have held on to that. I should have expected those monies back. I should have because people will take, and take as long as you give, and give. And then you be sitting there and they looking at you. They walking with some new shoes on and singing a whole different tune. Am I angry about it? No. I just started to recognize. So I started to teach my children about financial awareness, and because my dad was really really good about financial awareness, and I challenged me and some of my sisters. I'm not gonna say all of them. We challenged him on that when he was trying to teach us. And you know what he would say? He would sit back and he'll say, "Pearl, one day you're gonna have kids. I can't wait." That's what he would say. He would just say it like that. I can't wait until you guys start to have children, and then you will see. And
It's
that's another way generational curses get passed down. Because our parents try to tell us sometimes. They try to.
generational curses is secrets too. If you're
Hmm.
not opening up your mouth and you know, it happens. It's like, um, it's a curse. You don't want nobody to know. You don't want that. It's a curse because then that goes down on the bloodline. That goes down. People don't understand curses come from all kinds of source. It does
Mm-hmm.
not just come from voodoo or witchcraft or what. Your
Thank
tongue,
you.
your actions, your behaviors. It can be curse. It can be a curse. It don't have to be generations down upline. It could be starting right where you at. You just
Yeah.
got to realize that, it's the behavior. It's your behavior. It's your habits. It's what you're doing to make you teaching your children or you're doing to keep your children in bondage. And then, okay,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
curse goes down the line because they keep their children in bondage, and there's a whole lot to this. It's not just
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's, oh my God, the curses. She drinks all the time, and now he drinks, we drink. No, it's the curses. All
It's the curses.
yes, yes.
And I wonder how many people really, because I can't see I can't see the questions,
I wish
but I wonder how many people, honestly and truly, they don't think about generation curses, but with something that you said, witchcraft, voodoo, and things of that nature. I don't give that stuff power, but I know what the word says
we have
about generational curses.
we have
Yeah, so I wonder how many people was thinking that it's because we've heard it, Marvin. You and I, we went. I forget where we went one day, and we were looking like, "Oh, sister, you got it all wrong." Where she was like, "Somebody to put that hex on me." They didn't put no. Some of the stuff you're talking about is what's happening within your own family, your own the
that.
confines of your own walls.
That's
You
right.
know, she taught. Marvina said something about secrets. Okay, let me rip the band-aid off. Molestation within the homes and things of that nature. Those are generational curses, baby.
Generational curses, and I bear witness to it because
Yeah, I do too.
I'm just gonna be honest, naked, and not ashamed. It happened to me.
Yeah.
So, and then you wonder if your children's being touched or if all those type of things.
Mm-hmm.
How many people before you, your parents or your aunties or your grandparents, or all this stuff. Don't think that, oh my God, it just died with you. No, it don't.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Because
Secrets.
years and years and years ago when it happened, nobody bit the head off the snake and took care
Never.
of it then. So that became a secret. And then that secret, because, and we said this the other week, sometimes the abused becomes the abusers. Generational curses.
Yes. We got to realize that, this is real. And until you identify with it, because when we was talking about it in the chat, I was asking the questions because I really wanted to know what people thinking about. Are you starting the generational curse, or your generation curse has
That's right.
started and you still haven't identified with it? You don't see yourself. You see other people. And it's real good to look out the window. We can look out the window all the time and you look at everybody else, and then we have a hard time looking in the mirror at ourselves and realize that sometimes that affects, it's not just affecting others, it's affecting you too.
Mm-hmm.
In your situation. So, bear down and realize generational curses are real. It's not, it's alive. It's
That's right.
alive. It's
It's
out
a
here.
lie.
It's out here. And
But there are things that can be done to
yes,
break.
yes. And we have
Mm-hmm.
authority over it. I mean, we can speak things that is not, first of all, you got to not see that thing as being what it is. You got to not give life to it and give it away, give
Mm-hmm.
it back to the pit of hell that it came from, because we're not fighting against flesh and blood. We
Yeah.
think that we're
Yeah.
fighting each other. We think we got issues with one another and this and that. We got curses out there that's more important to the situation than us ourselves. We think we're that important, but we're not. It's
Yeah.
something there
Yeah.
that we have to identify with. If
Yeah.
you're not getting along with your parents, if you're not getting along with your siblings, or you're not getting along with this person, that person, and you gotta start looking at self, because what they say, if it look like a duck, it act like a duck, it quacks like a duck, is a duck.
That's right. That's right.
There's
That's
something.
right. And I'm gonna tell you, it can be done. And I'm gonna use this as an example. My daughter came to me one day and she said to me, and at first I kind of got in my feelings, but I shook it off and I said, "Dang, she is right." She said, "You know what, Mom?" She said, I don't want any kids before I get my career off the ground." And now she said, "You were my best teacher." And she said, "And I don't want to hurt you." She said, "But you had me early and you worked all the time and you missed out on some of the key important things early on." And she was right. She was right. And so she saw it, she recognized it, and she broke that chain. My niece, I remember when it came down time for her to one of my nieces to go to college, and finances weren't falling into place, wasn't lining up, and she said, "I don't care where I go or how I get in." She said they can put me in a shoebox or I sleep in the shoebox. She said, "If I got to sleep under the bridge while I'm there on that campus, I am going to school with or without any money." And then she didn't go. And when she did, the floodgates of heaven opened up.
Opened up.
Open up. You gotta recognize the generational curse, and you gotta trust the process.
Yes.
And you gotta be willing to step out on faith. You have to. You got to be willing to step out on faith. And when you do, look at God. Uh, my other niece, she just
And
and
we
went
can't look.
gone and
We can't look for others to break the chain. We have to start with ourselves.
there you go.
We got to identify it. If you know that there's a problem there, we got to identify the problem and then work on it. We can't just
Hmm.
look for other people to do something that God is working on you to do, because you are
Hmm.
already realizing that there's a problem there. So
Yeah.
I'm being honest with you. I see good things in this one. I'm praising God for this one. You know why? Because if you identify what an issue is, and then you go after it and become opposite, that ain't nothing but God.
You
That
better
ain't
say it.
nothing but God.
You better say it.
Yes, honey, that ain't nothing but I get in a whole lot. Let's go ahead on and talk to some of these people out here, because we talking over it all the time. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back. Okay. I'm even gonna go all the way back to saying hello to everybody. Everybody, I love y'all. Look at all this love I see up in here. Who
Hmm.
want me to say something? I love this one right here. Hey, Lisa, woo, woo. I truly understand. I moved to states away from son. I shouldn't have read yours. Girl, you know what? You just a strong woman anyway.
Yeah.
God is good. You are, oh my God, you're a strong woman. Yes, yes, man. Wait a minute. My mom said she missed you, my granddaughter, Roy. Okay. Oh, so we going back. I think I went back too far. Y'all gonna have me crying again. Let's go back to the parenting. Okay, here we go. Our parents never got the words "I love you" from their parents, so they didn't know how to express love to us until our older years. But we broke those curses with our children.
That's right. Yes. That is a great example.
I
That is
love
a
you, boy. You better
great
say
example.
it. That's the truth. That's
Hmm.
the truth. Okay, but it was a curse. It was a generational. It was a
It was a
curse.
generational
It
curse.
was a
Yeah.
curse, and it was up to us to identify it. And yes, we love on our kids. I think my kids get
Hmm.
tired of me loving on them sometimes. And mommy, I'm
Yeah.
okay. Stop calling all the time.
And I could tell y'all where that curse right there came from.
Yes.
That curse that Robert spoke about is really from slavery. Our people were afraid because they were snatched from their homelands, their babies, their wives, their husbands were taken. Families were disassembled. So they got to a point of not wanting to say "I love you." so
Wow.
it's not to have full attachment, because at any moment their families could just be taken away. And it took years, hundreds of years, for people to get back to a place of saying, I love you, and understanding that it's something that was needed, and that their families weren't going anywhere.
It's really needed. And the
Yeah.
thing is, we gotta have that real love, that unconditional love.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
another subject. But yeah, I get that. And you are, I mean, you are certainly right, Rob. Same here.
Mm-hmm.
You act, you just like your daddy too. Who said that? I'm like my daddy. I'm like my mama too. Let me say this. I got some of both of my mama and my daddy. My mama, she was there. She raised me.
Yes, girl.
I
Yes, you
got
do.
my mama in me now. You know, I don't, I can see me and my mom because I'm with my mom. I raised my mom, my mom, my mom. I
Mm-hmm.
love my mom. But I had to I identify myself with my dad because, you know, of course, that's another subject. My dad, my mom was separated. So mainly I identify more of my dad. I never had anybody say you act just like your dad. I never had any issues with that type of thing because, you know, I never seen myself like anybody but Marvina anyway. So I never had a problem with nobody saying that I act like them until I got older. Now they like, you just like your mother. You got a heart like your mom. You act just like your mom. Thank you.
What a wonderful thing to say.
Yes, baby. Yes, baby.
Because I love me some mommy.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay, yes, ma'am. I love this. And let me say this. I felt the same way about Eve and Adam. I said the same thing. I'm going to be honest. But when I was doing, you know, reading up on it, they were saying that Deuteronomy. So I'm not saying that y'all right or wrong because I had that same feeling. I'm like, we are, but, you know,
First generational curse. Yeah.
yeah. So, okay, let's see. I want this one right here. Okay, Tamika. Every woman in my maternal
Matriarchal.
bloodline have been through divorce and some form of abuse,
Jesus.
curse.
It's time to break it.
Yes, and let me say this. Yes, I've been through the divorce thing too. Okay, so you know, and it could be my mom, but my grandmother wasn't. Okay, and I don't know of any other my family members beyond or my great greats. I don't know if they were, but I know that my mom was, and her and I was. So did the generation curse start with us? You see what I'm saying?
Mm.
You
Mm.
see what I'm saying? Right now I have one son that is married, and I won't tell the rest of the business, but I can see the curse actually coming up in my family. See,
Mm.
you see that,
Jesus.
and so true, so true. She said even on hers, we're gonna finish her. She said hers went all the way back, everyone, including me.
Wow. Wow. So you see how she said mine went all the way back. Everyone, including herself.
So that
Wow.
was a deep curse. That curse went way back,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And what now we're looking at, okay, so what is it in marriage right now that is taunting me that I can't stay with a significant other, or you start wondering what, so you putting a voice to it now, you
Yeah.
know, maybe you never, you know, never ever get
Something.
married. I
Yeah.
don't
Maybe
know.
something occurred along the bloodline where somebody said every generation is going to be. You just never know.
Yes. And
You
thank
just never know.
you, Journey Raining, for on YouTube. Thank you. Yes, she says she's enjoying the YouTube. That's right, y'all. You know we got YouTube going on at the same time. Well, and then wait, let me see what Keisha Wright says. She uses her faith. I wish I understood what we were talking about because I want to know what you was talking about. She uses her faith. Can you write that on there?
She used her faith to break the blood to break the generational curse,
Okay. Okay.
and that is
That
important.
is important.
That
I love
that
that.
is a very key component. You
Yes.
you know you have to use the spiritual tools that's provided in the Bible. You got to remember this now. The curses began with God. That's where the curses came from. So now you got to use the knowledge and the tools and the spiritual awareness that He's giving you in the Bible to walk away to break those generational curses.
And then I still beg the difference about God giving a curse. All He did was tell you what was going to happen if you didn't do something.
Mm-hmm.
God is He's not a God of confusion. He's not a God that's going to put anything bad on you. He's going to tell you what's going to happen if you behave like this or you have this habit. The enemy is allowed to do that part. So He allows it because you did the behavior. You doing it. You cursing your mouth, your environment, whatever the issue is that you did. He's telling you what happens, what's going to happen if you do this. God He's there to protect us, to be there for us, not to curse us for, He gives us choices. He gives us decisions, and we all choose these things. And He tells you this is what's going to happen if you do this.
Well, the reason why I said that is because, in the beginning with Adam and Eve, when He just said, don't whatever for this one. And then when she did, that's when He said, okay, now this is, and
This is
that's where that curse, yeah, that's why I said, yeah.
I
So
told
you got to
you
use the
not to
same
do this.
tools and words.
I
Yeah.
told you not to do this. This is what's going to happen if you do this. It's like when you're talking to your kids. Don't put everybody use this one, so I'm going to use it too. Don't put your hands on the fire. Now they're burners, so we don't even have the fires too much no more. I like gas, but
Don't touch the stove, girl. Don't touch the stove. The
don't touch
stove is hot.
And we go over there and touch it anyway, and we get the little blisters and stuff like that. I told you if you touch the stove, you might get hurt. We told you it's going to hurt, but you did it anyway. Okay. Yes. Okay. Well, Rob, let me see what you just said. He said, God says He will take
That's
us
right.
through trials and
Trials
tribulations.
and
Take us
tribulations.
through.
Yes.
He didn't
Take
say
us
He's going to
through.
give us the trial and tribulation. He's going to take us through it because it's through choices and decisions. You definitely correct. You definitely correct. What you say, Ladybug? He's a
That's
God
right.
of love, but
And a
also
God
a
of wrath.
God of wrath. And His judgment comes swiftly.
Yes.
Oh my God. Mother,
Yes.
I know this is my mom. Mom, I don't even think we could get all this on here, Mom. Mom.
You so silly.
Mama got a book up here, y'all. I love that lady.
Put it up there. Let's see what she said, what mommy said.
Let's see if we can
Ooh.
girl.
Curse can be sickness. That's why the doctor asks about your grandparents, your parents, and siblings' illness because it's generational curse. We were never taught about saving money and the value of saving money and how it affects your future. Life insurance policy has not been explained how important it is to have until later in life. My parents died and had life insurance policy that they paid $1 a week for years and years, and we didn't know because they were very secretive about everything. But when they died, their life insurance was worth $2,500. Can you believe that they paid on this policy for over 50 years? Let's us break the curse. Parents doing drugs with children, drinking alcohol, cussing with them, and partying with your children. We were taught about praying and loving God, and we tried to instill into our children that God makes a difference in our lives. He changed things, break every change. You better say it, mommy.
Break every chain. Break
Change,
every
yes.
chain. That is so awesome. My God. I
Yes.
hate that.
You touched on everything.
You hit that, baby. You hit that. And it's the truth. That's her truth. She emptied that bag.
Yes.
That was a big bag. Y'all see that bag? That wasn't a little thing. That was a big bag.
Big bad. Zach said, this may sound generic to some and deep to others, but the ultimate curse is our sin nature. To break that spiritually will take faith in Christ. The Holy Spirit will help us walk through and break these natural ones. You better say it, brother.
I feel
You
like,
better say it, Zach.
you know what I
Yes.
feel like right now? Let me tell you what I feel like. I feel like that bobblehead. Bobblehead. Yeah, you say that, boy. It's the truth.
Love it.
It's
Yes.
not general. It's facts. I love that. That's my facts anyway. That's my bag. I love it. Well, got girl. I didn't even know. I'm looking down here. It's 10 o'clock.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
enjoyed this. I really
yeah.
enjoyed this. I'm thanking God, that and I'm hoping and praying that, you know, if not one, two, maybe three, you got something out of it. Because now we got to identify what's going on in our world. Even though we
Ooh,
might look at everything and everybody else, but it's individually we got to start understanding the process of healing and find out what's going on in this world where we
that's
can
right.
one person at a time, and that's ourselves breaking
That's
curses,
it.
breaking
Right. Yes.
breaking these curses, love on each other. Understand that life is too short. We are not here forever. These curses are, though. You want to leave a bad curse? Go ahead on. That's what you're doing. If you don't break
Mm-hmm.
it, you don't want to
Don't
leave
break it.
it behind. You
Yeah.
don't want to leave no bad curse behind. You want to be identified as a good person, loving person. Don't identify as someone that's leaving bad omens and stuff behind. That means you have to work on yourself. The way
That's
you
right.
towards people, the way you act and what you're doing in your life, just things, judgments, whatever your issues is, it's a process. Don't think I got it going on either. I'm still working on a lot of mine, but I'm identifying them. Or I'm identifying where the curse is coming from and how I'm not just going to affect me, but I might affect my babies behind me or my generations to come. And do I
That's
want to
right.
leave that back to them? No, I don't want to leave bad curses on my
That's
family
not the legacy you want to leave.
legacy. No, of course
Yeah.
not. No, and I'm not like that. I'm not going out like that. Well, y'all, thank y'all for joining us. And if you want to come on in on Facebook on our group and start joining in some of our chats. We'll talk about what the subject is. We want to, hear what you got to say. We want to know that you got some encouragements. You got Monday. What's Monday, Yvonne?
Labor Day.
No, what's Monday?
You said
Motivation
what's Monday?
Monday.
Oh my. Oh, I'm sorry.
She like, man. She
I'm sorry.
already in the holiday. Ready for
Motivational Monday. Come on, guys. Take and put something out there that's going to help somebody get through the week. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna go ahead and shout this out. I had somebody reach out to me. They DM'd me and they said, I just really want to thank you. They said, and I'm guilty of it. They said, I haven't seen anything come across, and I really look forward to the things that you put out there on Motivational Monday. It really helps me get through the week. So come on, people, share, help somebody get through it. Talk
that.
about it Tuesday. And I'm gonna tell you, it's a lot going on in the world that we need to be talking about, from politics to
In your bag.
religion to come on, whatever's in your bag, let's get it
In
out
your
there.
bag. Let somebody hear from you about what's in your bag. Stop being shy.
Right. Wisdom Wednesday. Wisdom Wednesday. Look at mommy. Mommy got a whole lot of knowledge and wisdom out there. And I know it's other people too. Come on and share it with us.
Yes, yes, thank you, girl.
Thankful Thursday. Come on now. Everybody out here is thankful for something,
Some,
someone,
someone,
something.
some.
Um,
Even breaking these jeans.
Faithful Friday. Faithful Friday and Funny Friday. Come on now. That's the week we ending the week off on a good note. Saturdays and Sundays are open platforms. So
Yes,
any and everything, 7 days a week. We
yes,
on there talking. We
yes,
are on there talking. And
yes.
let's continue this conversation. This is a really, really good one. Marvin, I'm gonna ask you to do something for me because I have not been able to get into the chat. If you can take and started off on just the main page,
Okay.
on the what's in the bag page, because I really got a lot. I really want to I really want to conversate with you guys, and we have something going on the backside for whatever reason. I can't get into the chat groups. We have no idea why,
Yeah,
but
anybody
but
know
it's
anything
important.
about Facebook? I need help. But you can't get nobody. It's like, well, I need help. Somebody know what
Yeah,
things is, something that I'm doing, or some. Yeah, we need help back here. If you know anything about it, please let me know.
back office support. We need
Damn.
some.
Oh yeah, we need some backup big time. And also we got this directory coming up. Anybody who knows about Facebook and getting the pages together, we are asking for some support on our Facebook directory. But this
Yeah,
directory page is if you got any services, any marketing, anything you want to get out there to us, we're putting it on the What's in the Bag directory for the one-stop shop. If you want to be a part of that, that's what's in the bag. Whatever you got going on could go in the bag. All you got to do is let us know. DM us, reach out, let us know you want to be part of What's in the Bag directory. Also, we got the YouTube. Thanks all my YouTube channel people who watching and watching.
Yes.
I've spoken to a lot of people from TikTok, and I find that TikTok is going to be the thing. We get ready to go on TikTok. All you TikTokers out there, I know y'all don't. You know, that's a different type of group of people on TikTok. So I get up on TikTok. I act like y'all want to be uppity and stuff if you want to. Okay, because TikTok gonna be them folks in there, they're gonna lay it on you.
Yeah, the TikTokers are coming.
Yes, the audience are different. I don't care what nobody say. It's a great way of getting your stuff out there if you want to. But look, check us out. We get ready to get a What's in a Bag TikTok page, and we're going live. We're going live on TikTok. Are you a Twitch person? Do you like gamers? We also do go live on Twitch every Saturday mornings. That's at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Times. We does Twitch also, just like he was on this morning. That's what we at on Twitch. I'm so happy because I'm ready to go eat.
Look, I'm going to find me something too before I hit this class.
I love you, girl. I thank everybody for being part today. Y'all are such a blessing. Oh my God.
Thank you guys so much.
You guys so much. We know, you know what? This is a growing thing. We loving what we doing. I know I am. I love talking to y'all. I love being part of y'all. Early mornings, starting y'all day off, giving y'all some news and some uplifting encouragement and just smiling and all that good stuff. Thank y'all so much. God bless y'all. Have a wonderful day. You got something to say, BFF?
Yeah, I do. You know what? I want you guys to start trying something. Love more and hate less. Let that sink into your spirit. Love more and hate less.
Be good people.
So,
be nice
that's
people.
Right. That's right.
Be good
So
people.
go out there and live life. You know, stay blessed, be a blessing, and have a blessed day. Love you guys.
Amen. Love y'all.